Guys, welcome back to the Beastie Room. Something special for you today. You regular guys would have remembered when we went to the Kettering show, we picked up a female blondi. Now, she has been rehoused and all set up, and we've given her a couple of weeks to settle in, sort herself out, and we've also been ploughing some food into her. Basically, she was really quite hungry. Once she settled down, very, very hungry, had a very strong feeding response. Now, my aim has been to breed these guys, and what I was looking for was to try and take away the edge of that feeding response. I didn't want her charging out and thinking, "Oh, poor male was a bit of a food morsel." You know, we didn't want that to happen. So what we done was we got some food into her, and we settled her down, and we basically calmed down that response, and then it was time to introduce our male. Have a look at this. This is incredible. I'll see you soon. Now this is our male Theraphosa blondi, and he has just been introduced into the female's enclosure. Remember, when we're pairing our spiders, always very important that we introduce the male to the female's enclosure, never the other way around. And the reason we do this is because the males in the spider world, they're the ones that do the wandering, they're the ones that go looking for a female partner. So it's very important that he, in effect, finds her. As you can see there, he gave a little bit of leg shaking and she responded immediately. She's just starting to come out of her burrow now. And you see that slight tapping she's doing, that very gentle tapping. This is in effect a hello, who are you? You can see she's going for it now. Look at that. Very responsive. This is the kind of response that we look for in our females. You notice she's shaking her body now, backwards and forwards. She's rocking her body. Again, this is all sending signals. Very interesting how the different species have a different way of communicating. Subtle changes. There she goes. That frantic tapping with her legs is initiating him into action. So you can see there he's trying to push her front legs back. It's important that the males get a decent grip of the female. He doesn't want to become food. There she goes. She's initiating him once again. It would appear that she is doing most of the work at the moment. You can see she is being rather a willing partner at the moment. Every time he slows down, she speeds it up with that frantic leg waving. You can see his pedipalps there, he's trying to find her epigastric furrow, and it's not always easy for them. There you go. He's tapping his legs now, and she's responding immediately once again. And you can see he's almost having to climb underneath her. Now he's trying to actually lift her so he can gain access to her epigastric furrow. And because of the angle that she's sitting at, she's not making this particularly easy. Although she's responsive, she's making him work. Here we go. Now see, she's lifting slightly higher now. There we go, we're lifting her far better now. And you can see he's managing to reach under a lot easier. This is a very gentle courtship from one of the largest spiders in the hobby. There she goes, look at that. She's teasing him on all the time. He's pushing in there now. Here we go. We've got insemination now. You see the way her body has buckled. He's pulling her in. Yep, she's starting to grip him now. Whoa, 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 whoa. As you can see there, we've had to step in with a paintbrush. But you'll notice our male did not lose contact with that female at all. And this is something that's very, very important. If they manage to maintain contact, things often go a lot better. If they lose contact, it's almost like they have to go through the ritual of introduction once again. But he's maintained this contact, and you see there he's leg slapping. He's not finished. Now this is quite unusual behaviour. Normally our males, once we've had a successful insemination, they're quite happy to disappear. He's not quite finished with her yet. Now an interesting thing here is, despite his leg slapping and all the communication that's coming from him, she's showing none now. She is literally forcing herself on him. She's pushing him back, and this is why we're hanging in there with a paintbrush, because her behaviour has changed. You notice there's no more frantic leg waving from her. She's not as excited as she was, but she's still willing. Here we go. Insemination once again. You see the way the body buckles. He's back in there. He's inseminated. This is good. He's still maintaining that contact. And you can see there that she's not showing the same excitement that she did prior to the first insemination. There's no more body shaking from her, no rocking. Everything is coming from him. Very, very interesting. Now is she starting to consider him as food? You notice how her movements are very, very precise. Now he's going in again. He's going to try another time. You see he's trying to make sure that he's got a good grip on her. As you can see there, he has to be pretty much right underneath her. And you can just about see her epigastric furrow there, and his embolia are literally below it. And he's too far under there. Again, we're seeing no response from her whatsoever.
although she is showing signs of being submissive, she's allowing him to hold her up there. But that is as far as she's going. There is no other communication that we can see. Fascinating stuff. He's trying again there now. There you go. He would appear to have done it again. This is possibly the third insemination. You can see there his pedipalp is literally stretched right out solid. That would suggest that he's actually penetrated her. This is sometimes all that we get to see to work out whether our spiders have been successful or not. And he's maintaining that contact, and he's still sending the signals. You see that? He's still giving them light leg slaps. He's going to try again. And you can see there, he's actually searching for the epigastric furrow. And as soon as he finds it, you'll see her body arch. So as long as she's sitting like she is, although we can't see a great deal, we know by her body language that he has not been successful at this moment in time. She's being very placid at the moment, almost to the point of not showing any interaction at all. There you go, she's lifting again now. There you go. Is that possibly the fourth insemination? Incredible. Now we've seen a difference, look at that. Now she's showing some slight aggression there. She's backed off back into her burrow. This would be the point now where we would think that maybe she has had enough. And you can see there from her change in her position. You can see in order to protect herself, she's absolutely filled the mouth of that burrow. Now our male is still tapping. He's still keen. He is not giving up. He's maintained that contact with her. He's tapping on her straight away. Look at that. You can see with his foot there, he's tapping on her leg. And we have had possibly 4 what look like good inseminations. Absolutely incredible stuff. Here she comes. You'll notice although she's coming out, she's not giving any real signals. The size of those fangs. Absolutely huge on these spiders. Now what we've done now is we've jumped forward and we're just having a look at our male there. And we can get a nice close-up of the pair of them. This is the female. You notice the colour variation in them. She's much lighter than him. Absolutely beautiful. Now you can see there the epigastric furrow on the female, and you can see it's quite exposed. Now, she actually, once she left that burrow, she pursued him around the enclosure for nearly an hour. Very slowly, very methodically. He tried slapping his legs a few times. He carried on with his courtship, but she wasn't really having any of it. And it seemed like her whole outlook on everything had become a little bit more food orientated. Now they stayed up on the top there for some time, and now she has finally decided that enough is enough. And she's going to go back home. Now I'm sure that if we hadn't of got the extra food into our female, then she would have pursued him much harder, and he would have ended up becoming a meal. So conditioning your spider is very, very important. Now we will try these guys again in another week to 2 weeks time and see what the response is then. But I think we can safely say that this was a successful pairing with a possible 4 inseminations. You notice our male now has given up. He's stopped any leg slapping or anything. His communication has been turned off. And we get a nice clear shot of him here. You can see those pedipalps, them fangs, the size of those fangs, huge. Now you also notice there on the emboli, they're not wispy like a lot of the other spiders. It's almost like a solid appendage. Absolutely stunning looking individual. This is a nice freshly molted male, so he's in absolutely A1 condition. Very strong and healthy. Well, let's wish him luck for next time.
Right then, what did you think to that? That was pretty epic. These are stunning, stunning spiders. Now, they're not classed as a beginner spider, and this is purely down to the conditions that we need to keep them in. They are quite susceptible to changes, so we need to maintain good conditions all the time. So it's very, very important. But that male, look at that male. Now that male coming from Steve Thornton from Tarantula-tastic Enclosures, and we got together on this little project, and he sent his male over, and as you would have remembered, my supposedly female molted out to be a male. So that's how we came around getting our female from the Kettering show, from Christoph from the Tarantula room. Now everything's come together, we've got them in there, and did you see that pairing? He's a confident male. He went in there and he sort of tried, and you can see where she could be quite dominant, and then all of a sudden she gives it up, and he's in there, and we've got the pairing, and we got the insemination. Now I thought it was finished on the first one, and I sort of stepped in because I thought she was going to have him, and then you can see their behaviour changed. He was still really keen. So I thought, hang on a minute, Dave, let's wait back, sit back a minute, let's see what goes on. And he went in and he done it again, and he inseminated a second time. Now again, I was there. I thought, I've got to save his life, I don't want to lose him. But you know what? He still carried on with the behaviour, which is something that's quite unusual. Normally with our spiders, once we get a good successful insemination, they're more than happy to do the off. They've had their bit of fun, they don't want to know anymore, you know, it's time to leave, and they're gone. Not this male. He wanted to go again. So it begged the question, although it looked like a perfect insemination, was it a good insemination? So we let them go again, and we left him in there, and he still carried on courting. But you'll see as the video goes on, his confidence starts to wane, and he starts to move away, and she starts to pursue him. Now this is the point where we sit there and we think, hang on a minute, the tables have changed, maybe it's time to get him out, which is what we done. So we literally moved her away, and we boxed him up, moved him out. So what we will do now is we will give it a little bit of time. We'll give him maybe a week. We'll hopefully see him do another sperm web. The problem with these guys is they go down in their burrow and they do their sperm web, and we don't always see it. So it's a little bit hit and miss. But normally give them a week, 2 weeks, and he should have done a sperm web, and we'll be back on track to have another go. So we will be doing him again, and hopefully we'll get another good insemination. But yeah, exciting stuff. It's really fascinating stuff. But I hope you enjoyed that. And until next time, don't forget, be calm, be gentle, and love your spiders. And I'll see you soon, guys.